Broadcasts of HIKI No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by HIKI No founding underwriter Bank of Hawaii, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI No. And HMSA, helping Hawaii's youth and their families stay healthy today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. HMSA, trusted for generations.
Next on HIKI No, stories from across the island chain.
From Maui, students at Baldwin High School open our ears to children who make a thunderous noise together and in the process learn about leadership and life. On Oahu, students from Waihona o Naauao Public Charter School tell one town's version of how the shaka sign was born. At Waianae High School, we'll meet a former homeless boy who is now an A student and a captain on the basketball team.
Also on Oahu, students from Moanalua High School introduced us to a gay cheerleader who found support from his team members and coach on his decision to come out.
From Hawaii Island, students from Konawaena High School tell the story of a shy girl whose reasons for competing in the Miss Kona Coffee Scholarship pageant go deep below the surface.
On the Friendly Isle, students from Molokai High School explore the aerodynamic potential of paper. Students from Chiefess, Kamakahelei Middle School tell the story of a new building in Lauai that is modeled after a 13th century hand-carved Japanese Hall of Compassion.
And back on Oahu, this episode of HIKI No comes to you from the campus of St. Andrew's Priory, home of the Pride.
That's next on the nation's first statewide student news network, HIKI No. Can do. Welcome to St. Andrew's Priory. Hawaii's beloved Queen Emma Kaleleonaulani is important to the Priory students' lives. Queen Emma founded the school in 1867, along with Queen's Hospital and St. Andrew's Cathedral. This way, the people of Hawaii are given a well-rounded education of the mind, body, and spirit. We honor her today by remaining an all-girls school and upholding our school's motto, Kulia I Kanu'u, strive for the highest. Our first story takes us to the Salt Lake District of Oahu, where students from Moanalua High School tell the story of a male cheerleader who gained the support of his coach and teammates after revealing his sexual orientation.
The sport of competitive cheerleading goes far beyond the routine. Behind each cheer stands a strong, passionate, and peppy cheerleader.
We have the same passion. We all act silly, we all act ourselves.
Chad Godinez is one of them. The Moanalua High School cheerleading team has an Eastern Division title. However, the most important thing that they have is each other.
We are the Hawaiian word of Ohana. I think we've grown to be very, very close this year.
And Ohana, or family, is exactly what Chad needed when he opened up.
I just told him straight up, which was, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm gay, and I know it shouldn't change anything, but if it does, I understand.
But some were not as understanding.
Just that comment is, oh, he's gay, don't talk to him. Oh, he's gay, don't even go by him. He's gay, don't even hang out with him, you know?
The words hit him hard. In the United States, 84% of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender teens face verbal harassment. Chad fights to not be one of them.
I actually chose myself for a while, to be honest, but what changed me as a person personally is cheerleading.
Chad found a home within the Moanalua High School cheer team, where his team members and coach helped him to flip his life around.
That's what I tell him. I said, no matter what, I'll be there to support you. The cheerleaders will be there to support you. Most of the people, teachers in the school, always back you up with whatever you feel like you want to do.
He also taught me that being gay isn't different as everyone else. We're exactly the same, that you shouldn't care what other people think about you.
With that in mind, Chad learned to deal with the negativity by kicking it aside and dancing to his own beat, along with his teammates, of course.
To my team, no matter what gender you are, no matter what sexual orientation, it doesn't matter. You're the same as everyone else.
We accepted him for it from the beginning, and then nothing really changed. It was still Chad for us, and we were just happy to have him around.
Because of that, Chad doesn't have to hide, finding his outlet to be himself.
I want to focus on me, I want to focus on my growth, and I want to focus where I want to go in life.
And everyone will continue to cheer him on. This is Leah Miyasato reporting from Moanalua High School for HIKI No.
We're back at St. Andrews Priory in downtown Honolulu. While every high schooler looks forward to the glory of being a senior, the juniors at St. Andrews Priory have a special opportunity to honor the senior class. Every May, the junior class decorates the school's coral cross, courtyard, and cathedral with flowers to celebrate Ascension Day and the founding of the school. These students spend the entire night decorating the whole school to celebrate this special event and bond with their classmates to create memories they will never forget. Our next story takes us to the leeward coast of Oahu, where students from Waianae High School introduce us to a straight A student and basketball team captain who, years ago, was living on the beach.
There are two places Jamal Lopez feels at home. Here, at his home in Nanakuli. And here, beating his brother on the basketball court.
My biggest impact upon my life, I think, would be basketball because it taught me to never give up.
And it's that never give up attitude that will help him move his entire family into their new home down the road.
I really love to go home to my family because I think wherever my family is, that's my home. Come on, let's go help Dad.
Moving 12 people into a new home is actually pretty easy because 6 years ago, he had no idea where to drop the boxes.
The first couple of years is really hard, moving from place to place, staying at the beach, not having light, then moving to emergency shelter, living with other people and sharing bathrooms.
Today is not as dark as it seems. According to a 2012 report from the Department of Human Services, Waianae's homeless population has decreased from 410 in 2010 to 280 in 2012.
I think families call when they're ready to call.
And one call is all it takes for a Nebongo and the Department of Education's Homeless Unit to
make sure that they're receiving their free reduced lunch through the school, transportation to and from school if feasible. You are in a homeless situation, you're not thinking about your grades or you're not thinking about the report that's due tomorrow. You're thinking about helping your family out, seeing what you can do to better provide for your family, whether it's, maybe working a job after to get a paycheck, or even helping out with watching your little siblings.
I was in the 7th grade, so it played a huge role in my life. I had a hard time doing my work, and so did my brothers and sisters, but we just had to adjust to that way of living.
Capstone, documentation.
My mom and dad encouraged me to keep going and don't give up. I think that's why I got here and I got to where I am now.
He's doing so well now, he was named captain of the basketball team. And
I'm a straight A student right now, and I think I'm doing pretty well for myself in the school.
In May, Jamal's final move will be to a place he never thought he'd go, graduation. And then
I was really looking into going into the military. I want to stay physical after high school, didn't want to get lazy. And plus, you can play basketball there, so I think that'll be a great opportunity for me.
Charlie May and Blue from Waianae High School Cheerleader Productions for HIKI No.
If you'd like to comment on this story or anything you see on HIKI No, join the discussion at facebook.com/HIKI No can do, or send us a tweet at twitter.com/HIKI No can do.
In large schools, whether private or public, it seems that students are given the responsibility to fight for their education and the attention they need in the classroom setting. However, this is not the case at the Priory. At St. Andrews Priory, girls are all given an equal opportunity to learn and grow along with each other with their small class sizes and encouraging sports teams, setting the students up for success and a great learning development.
Our next story takes us to the island of Maui, where the HIKI No crew from HB Baldwin High School introduced us to a group of students who really feel the beat.
Everyone here has one thing in common. They are all a part of the Taiko group, Zenshin Daiko.
Zenshin Daiko is a children's group. We only have children that perform.
Formed in March of 1999, Zenshin Daiko has performed at over 600 cultural and community events.
but there's no
Besides being one of the few all children's groups in North America, Zenshin Daiko has many different features that set them apart.
We're unique in that point that we don't have a real Taiko sensei, so the responsibilities of working and bringing along the younger kids fall to the older kids. So a lot of the teaching is done by the older kids and the more experienced kids.
The kids that I teach, they're about 7 to 13 years old. They're in the intermediate group. And basically, I teach them the songs that we learned, and I touch up on their skills and make sure that they're able to play the song correctly.
With all the leadership opportunities that the older students have, Anthony Jones believes that they are learning many important life skills.
Children all start off, basically not knowing nothing, kind of intimidated by the older kids and how good they are. And before you know it, they become good and learn the skills necessary to continue to pass on down their skills to the next generation of players.
I think one thing that I've learned that I'll carry with me is how to be a good leader, because without all these skills that we're learning in Taiko right now, like being a leader and being focused and working hard, we can't really come together and be a group.
Despite the multiple weekly practices, the feeling of pure joy the kids have while performing keeps them coming back for more.
The best thing about playing Taiko, I would say, is when we're performing. Not like when we're getting ready to perform, but the actual moment when we're performing. When we hit that very first beat, the rush that you get in your body is just indescribable. And I think we all love that.
When we walk on the stage, it's pretty scary at first, but then once you start playing, it all goes away.
Even though these kids perform in crowds ranging from 3,000 to 3,000 people, they all say the same thing.
Our group we're based on fun. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you make, as long as you can fix it. And it's supposed to be about having fun, and we're all growing up, so we're just here to have a good time and to learn Taiko.
To these kids, it is more than just being able to say that you play Taiko. It is about the experience you have with your friends, doing something that you love. This has been Andrew Teo for HP Baldwin High School, reporting for HIKI No.
We're back at St. Andrew's Priory. Every February, we have an opportunity that no other school has, Father-Daughter Ball. This is a ball where Priory girls take their fathers to dance the night away. The ball is for girls from kindergarten to senior year, and the school comes together for an evening similar to prom, but with their fathers.
We take you now to the friendly aisle where students from Molokai High School show us how to build an aerodynamically sophisticated airplane out of paper.
Hi, welcome to Molokai High School. Today we will be showing you how to make a simple paper airplane, which also ties into aerodynamics. Step 1. Take the top right corner and bring it down diagonally at a 45-degree angle, making a right triangle. Step 2. Take the top left corner and bring it down diagonally to the opposite corner. Step 3. Take the top of the triangle and bring it down half an inch past the bottom of the triangle. Then tuck it under the flap. Step 4. Fold your paper in half so that both sides are equal. Step 5. Fold each wing down, leaving 1 inch of width. Step 6. Fold the edges of each wing up about 1/4 of an inch. Congratulations! You have made a simple paper airplane.
Queen Emma was the founder of our school. She gave many girls, including us, the opportunity to study in a comfortable environment at an advanced level. In order to celebrate her, every year St. Andrew's Priory sends the senior class to Moanalua, the burial site of our beloved queen. We sing and put leis on her crypt. It is a special day to honor and send our prayers to Emma. We travel now to the Kona side of Hawaii Island, where students from Konawaena High School tell the story of a shy girl who overcame her fears by entering the Miss Kona Coffee Scholarship Pageant.
Shy and reserved girls typically do not participate in scholarship pageants. But there is nothing typical about Konawaena senior Rebecca Mersberg, who challenged herself by competing in the 42nd annual Miss Kona Coffee Scholarship Pageant.
Aloha, and good evening on behalf of the Kona Coffee Cultural Festival.
The Miss Kona Coffee and Miss Aloha Scholarship Pageant opens many doors of opportunity for women in Kona. Young ladies between the ages of 17 and 23 years old learn confidence, poise, and how to speak in public. The winner gets to travel to Japan while representing the culture and traditions of Kona coffee. This year, Konawaena senior Rebecca Mersberg was one of the 8 contestants. While many pageant girls are comfortable being in the spotlight, Rebecca is the type of girl who shies away from having the attention on her. In fact, she has never sung or danced in front of an audience before entering the pageant. But Rebecca viewed competing in the pageant as an opportunity to challenge herself and to try new things.
Like, through this experience, you can find out new stuff about yourself and stuff that you didn't know you liked to do. Like, for me, for example, I do not like dancing, and I actually had some fun doing the dance numbers in the pageant. Through this experience, I learned that I can do the sports and be my tomboy, but I can still act like a girl.
This opportunity gave Rebecca a chance to talk about something close to her heart.
The reason why I chose that platform is because when my sister was 4 years old, she was diagnosed with neuroblastoma, stage 4. And that has about a 30% chance of surviving. And I wanted the community to know that it's stressful and hard on the family.
Rebecca shares that there were some joyful times during this rough period, and fortunately, Rebecca's sister has been cancer-free for 7 years. At the end of a stressful evening, Rebecca won Miss Photogenic, sang on stage for the first time in her life, and was able to share her concern for childhood cancer.
My family has been very supportive of me. They say if I want to do something, I should go and do it and try my best, even if I know it's going to be hard.
This is Alex Miyashiro reporting from Konawaena High School for HIKI.
Welcome back to St. Andrew's Priory in downtown Honolulu. Just a short walk from the state capitol, Priory students enjoy exploring downtown Honolulu as part of their classroom curriculum. Whether it be the PE students running their Monday Mile at the Capitol or the art class taking a tour of the Honolulu Museum of Art, Priory students take advantage of their ideal location and connect to history.
Today it is not uncommon to see teenagers using their smartphones, devices, or laptops in public. Furthermore, these same teenagers will sometimes use their devices for schoolwork. However, at the Priory, students have been using laptops and advanced sources of technology since the 1990s, making them the first school to introduce the use of computers in the curriculum.
Our next story takes us to the island of Kauai, where students from Chiefess Kamakahelei Middle School show what 100 volunteers can accomplish when they put their minds to it.
On a hillside in Hawaii, a symbol of compassion is being built by Asian artisans and local volunteers. It's modeled after a 13th century traditional hand-carved Japanese building.
There are special artisans from Asia who have come over to help us with the creation of this building, which is no nails, and it has all interlocking wood pieces. What's absolutely beautiful is that, as you can see with the volunteers here, it is built purely with the compassion from their hearts. Right now we have 85 volunteers helping to make this happen. It'll soon be over 100 in a very short time. So in the act of creating this Hall of Compassion, every hand that touches the wood is in pure kindness of the heart.
At the start of construction, the project faced a huge, unexpected problem.
The master artisan was supposed to come over with his apprentices and was not able to. And because of that, he has adopted local volunteers from Kauai to be his apprentices to help with the creation of this building. Usually the wisdom and knowledge is passed on from one generation master to the next generation master, from the heart of the master to the heart of the apprentice. And because his apprentices are not with him, he is now passing it on to the volunteers.
This project hasn't been easy, and the team has faced many challenges.
It's lots of fun, but quite a challenge, because it's a very different type of construction. None of the contractors here know how to do it, so we have to have help from Taiwan and Japan to tell us how the pieces fit together, which ones to put on first.
Part of the group is Taiwanese and the other is Japanese. We neither speak Mandarin or Japanese, and they don't speak English. Much worse, they don't speak between themselves. So we always have to try to get interpreters to tell us what they want. And sometimes even the interpreter or the translator will translate it wrong. So it's quite a challenge to do this.
After 23 years of planning, 7 months of work, and the efforts of over 100 volunteers, the Hall of Compassion is scheduled to be completed in June 2013. Was it worth all of this work? Well, you'll just have to come and see it for yourself. For HIKI No, this is Melanie Matsunaga from Chiefess Kamakahelei Middle School.
If you'd like to comment on this story or anything you see on HIKI No, join the discussion at facebook.com/HikiNo-CAN-DO or send us a tweet at twitter.com/HikiNo-CAN-DO.
In downtown Honolulu, there are many successful and well-known women who have graduated from the Priory. For example, Colleen Hanabusa, who proudly represents Hawaii's 1st Congressional District. St. Andrew's Priory has many famous alumni who became Women of Hawaii and Women of the World. Our final story comes from the Naauao area of Oahu, where students from Ka Waihona o Naauao tell one town's version of how the shaka sign was born.
The famous Hawaiian hand sign, the shaka, which signifies peace, friendship, and the aloha spirit for locals, have gone global. You see it on t-shirts, hats, posters, and many times on television. People from all over the globe are using it, and on occasion, you can even see our 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, flashing the shaka. But the question arises, how did the shaka get started? Little do people know that it all originated in a little town named Laie on the island of Oahu by a highly respected Pearl Hawaiian man by the name of Hamana Kalili. He was born in 1882 and died in 1958.
He lost his 3 fingers in an industrial accident at the sugar mill.
It must have been hurtful because he lost it below his second joint.
He worked for the plantation. He used to work on the cane train, and he would be on the end, you know, to watch the kakalaka and all the cane that was going to Kahuku sugar mill. So when the kids knew Hamana was on there, because we used to sit at the plantation store, and when the train come by, we pull the cane off and sit over there and peel it and eat it. But when they knew Hamana was on the line, they weren't going to touch the cane because you were going to get it from him. So the kids would signal one another with his sign to let them know that Hamana was on the train. But he always waved like this, and it got so everybody started doing that.
The youngsters in the community would often wave the shaka to the good-natured father figure Hamana, calling him DA, which stood for District Attorney, in reference to a character on a popular television show during those days.
So I saw the children in the community way before shaka had spread throughout the island. I saw the kids in Laie doing the shaka sign. And then the kids in Laie, the football team, played the other football teams around the island and carried this with them. And that's where it originally spread.
Later on in life, that this Lipi Espinda in town, he started to use this sign too, and he used to say shaka. And then Fussy, when he was running for mayor, he started to use the word shaka. So everybody started using the word shaka.
Although most people are unaware of the origin of the shaka, the old-timers of Laie will be sure to let you know who and where the shaka started.
It originated in Laie with my granduncle. Thank you.
He was such a special man. He was so kind, so loving, so Hawaiian.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this rich historical story as much as we enjoyed producing it. The knowledge and relationships that we foster with our kupuna and Laie are all so rich and invaluable. We want to say a great mahalo nui loa to all of them. And we bid you all a farewell aloha with our Hawaiian Hindsan, the shaka, and say to you, right on the kini popo. From Waihona o Naauao Public Charter School for HIKI no, I'm Pumehana, aloha.
Well, we've come to the end of this episode of HIKI no.
Remember that all of these stories were written, filmed, and edited by students just like us.
We hope you've enjoyed them as much as we've enjoyed making them and sharing them with you.
Be sure to tune in to next week's episode where we show you how Hawaii students HIKI no.
Can do!
Broadcasts of HIKI no are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by HIKI no founding underwriter Bank of Hawaii, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through HIKI no. And HMSA, helping Hawaii's youth and their families stay healthy today, tomorrow, and for generations to come. HMSA, trusted for generations.